welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a high-voltage look at what might just be one of the most disruptive new vehicles aiming for Europe, the Leapmotor B10.
And our mission today is to really dig into the strategy behind it. I mean, the sources you shared paint this fascinating picture of a very calculated, very aggressive market entry.
It's aggressive because the European EV market is already, intensely competitive.
Yeah.
This B10 isn't just another car launch. It feels more like a strategic maneuver.
It is. And historically, new brands from China have faced this wall of skepticism, questions about quality, safety, longevity. But this time it's different. They have a firewall.
And that's where it gets really interesting, right? The B10 isn't going it alone.
Not at all.
It's backed by a massive collaboration, a joint venture that's actually led by Stellantis.
Yep. Stellantis holds a 51% controlling stake in Leapmotor International. That's everywhere outside of China.
And this isn't just some passive investment.
No, this is the bedrock of the whole strategy. It solves the biggest headache for any new brand overnight. We're talking logistics, distribution, and maybe the most important thing of all, consumer trust.
So you get what the sources call Chinese know-how and speed blended with.
With an established European service network. You, as a buyer, you know where to get it fixed. That builds immediate confidence.
Okay, so what is the core proposition they're bringing to the table with all that backing?
It's all about value. They are trying to democratize the electric family SUV.
So offering a C-segment vehicle, the size of a Nissan Qashqai,
Right, or a Peugeot 3008.
but for the price of a really well-equipped B-segment car, like a top-spec Renault Captur.
Exactly. That gap between the size you get and the price you pay, that's the entire sales pitch.
All right, let's unpack that value proposition. And the sources say we have to start with the most strategic asset for success in Europe.
Uncompromising safety. It's non-negotiable.
It's the ultimate trust builder, isn't it? It's how you bypass that historical skepticism you mentioned.
It is. And they went all in. The official 2025 Euro NCAP rating is a full 5 stars.
But it's the details, the percentages that really stand out. The sources say these scores are better than a lot of established Western models.
They are. We're talking 93% for adult occupant protection.
Wow.
And an identical 93% for child occupant protection.
Hitting 93% for both. That can't be an accident. That's the exact target demographic for this kind of SUV.
Oh, it's completely deliberate. Achieving a high score like that implies real structural integrity. High tensile steel and a purpose-built design. It's not just about clever airbag placement.
So it provides instant, quantifiable credibility.
From day one, it says we are a serious, safe contender. And this isn't an optional extra. It's standard across all trims.
So that includes the whole ADAS package.
The whole suite. 17 systems, standard 360-degree cameras, even a driver monitoring system for fatigue. It's all baked into the base price.
Okay, so from safety, let's pivot to the mechanics, the platform. It's built on the Leap 3.5 dedicated EV platform.
And that word dedicated is crucial. This isn't an old combustion engine chassis with batteries shoehorned in. It's purpose-built.
Which allow for better packaging, better performance.
A lower, flatter floor, better safety from the battery placement. Everything is optimized.
And performance-wise, what are we looking at?
It's a single motor, putting out a pretty robust 160 kilowatts. That's about 218 horsepower.
And it's rear-wheel drive. That's kind of unusual for this segment, isn't it?
It is, and it's another fascinating choice. It lets them achieve a perfect 50.50 weight distribution, which you usually only hear about with premium German sports sedans.
So it gives it a different handling characteristic.
It absolutely does. It reinforces that whole European driving dynamics narrative that the Stellantis partnership promises. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is about 8 seconds. Plenty quick for a family car.
Okay, so we have a balanced platform, suspension tuned for comfort, McPherson front, multi-link rear. But the analysis does point out a weakness, a compromise.
It does. While the ride is comfortable, the sources all agree the steering calibration is exceptionally light.
What does that mean in practice?
It can feel a little fly away, almost too sensitive and disconnected from the road, unless you have it in sport mode. And that feeling is probably made worse by the tires they chose.
The tires. The sources mention they are Linglong Sportmasters.
Yes.
Hold on a second. We just talked about the massive investment in structural safety to get that 93% rating, and then they put budget tires on it. Doesn't that sort of undermine the whole premium dynamic they're aiming for?
It's the perfect example of the strategic tension in this car. To hit that $29,900 price point, Compromises had to be made somewhere.
And the tires are an easy place to save cost.
One of the easiest. The calculation is they've built a fundamentally safe platform, but yes, they've fitted budget rubber that dulls its potential a bit. It's a trade-off to hit the target price while keeping the certified safety scores.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's talk about the batteries and range, always a huge factor for buyers.
They have two main options. The standard range model has a 56.2 kilowatt-hour battery. That gives you a very usable 361 kilometers of WLTP range.
And the long range.
That one gets a bigger 67.1 kilowatt-hour battery, and that pushes the range up to 434 kilometers.
And charging speeds are competitive. 30 to 80% in under 20 minutes on a DC charger.
Yeah, and what's really great value is that some key efficiency boosters are standard.
Like what?
Well, every model gets an 11 kilowatt AC charger for faster home charging, which some rivals make you pay extra for, and critically for Europe, a standard heat pump.
Which is essential for keeping your range up in the winter.
It's a must-have, yeah. It shows they're serious about year-round practicality.
Speaking of practicalities, let's look at the design. It's a modern shape, a ton of space in the back for passengers.
Best-in-class rear legroom, apparently.
And this huge perceived value item, a massive 1.8 square meter panoramic glass roof, is standard on all trims.
That's a huge selling point. The boot is a decent 430 liters, plus you get a small frunk for your cables.
But the sources also point out another really significant practical flaw. And it's one that seems bizarre for a European car.
The lack of a rear window wiper.
It's genuinely puzzling for a family SUV that's going to be sold in countries with rain and snow and a lot of road grime.
It's a clear case of sacrificing real-world usability for a clean, aerodynamic look. It works on a sleek coupe, maybe. But on an upright family car in a muddy winter, your rear visibility is going to be terrible.
Another thing the sales staff are going to have to explain away.
Exactly. Just like the main issue with the cabin tech.
Okay, let's dive into that. The interior is very screen-focused, as you'd expect.
Dominated by a big 14.6-inch center screen and a smaller one for the driver. But what's really notable is the hardware running it all.
A Snapdragon Qualcomm 80155 chipset. Now, for the listener, why does that technical jargon actually matter?
It matters for the daily experience. That chip is what you find in flagship smartphones. It means the system is blazing fast, no lag when you're using the map or changing settings.
And it's future-proof.
Completely. It has the power to handle major software updates down the road. And it enables cool features like the built-in dash cam and that really advanced 360 camera that can show you individual wheel views when you're parking.
Here it comes, the big aha moment. The software doesn't quite match that premium hardware, at least not at first.
This is the single biggest hang-up at launch. It's a glaring omission.
No native Apple CarPlay or Android Auto.
None. At launch, you're forced to use their proprietary LAP OS system. And for a new brand trying to build trust, that is a huge risk. It could be a deal breaker for a lot of people.
So how are they planning to fix that?
They're leveraging that powerful Snapdragon chip you mentioned. They've publicly promised that this functionality will be added via an over-the-air update, an OTA update.
Do we know when?
The timeline seems to be somewhere between late 2025 and early 2026. The idea is that sales staff can turn this negative into a positive by saying, look, it doesn't have it yet, but the car is so advanced it can get major new features like this while it's sitting in your driveway. It proves how modern the architecture is.
That's a bold marketing move. Selling a promise. Okay, so pulling it all together, what does this highly specified but also compromised car mean for its rivals?
It means its whole strategy is built on an aggressive price-to-feature ratio. Let's compare it to its two main Chinese rivals, the MG ZS EV and the BYD Atto 3.
How does it stack up against the MG?
Well, the B10 offers way more power, 160 kilowatts versus the MG's 99, and a larger battery, often for less money. The MG is a budget car. The B10 is trying to be a smart value car.
And versus the BYD Atto 3.
It generally undercuts the Atto 3 on price, and crucially, it has that superior 93% child occupant safety score, a direct shot at the family market.
But the real disruption is the European price.
That's the headline. The confirmed entry-level price is $29,900, and the launch price in Italy might be as low as $26,900.
That makes it the cheapest EV SUV in its class.
By a significant margin.
So if you were to summarize the key takeaways for the listener, the SWOT analysis, if you will.
Okay. The strengths are that powerful trio. Validated safety from Euro NCAP, logistical stability from Stellantis, and that incredible price-to-feature ratio. I mean, a panoramic roof and heat pump as standard is amazing at that price.
And main threat.
intense competition. The risk is that rivals start a price war, which would just erode the B10's main advantage, which is its low cost.
So its success really depends on leveraging that Stellantis partnership and those safety scores to
Hmm.
build trust, to get people to look past the budget tires and the temporary software gaps.
Exactly. And if we zoom out, this whole partnership is deeply symbolic, especially for the Italian auto industry. The sources suggest this isn't just a rivalry.
What is it then?
It's Stellantis fast-tracking its own learning curve. They're learning from a partner who is, in their words, more capable in certain areas, like development speed and cost control for EVs.
So they can make better, cheaper electric cars for their own brands. Citroën, Peugeot, Fiat.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's a critical move for them to make up for lost time in the EV transition.
So this car isn't just a new model. It's a sign of a profound strategic shift in how legacy automakers are building their future.
It is, and that raises a really important question for you, the listener, to think about. Given that these Leapmotor models could one day be rebadged as Fiats, or even built in Italian factories,
Will the B10 end up transforming not just the EV market, but the whole identity of affordable family mobility in Europe, in the same way Fiat once did?
an incredible thought to leave everyone with as this transition really picks up steam.
We hope you found this deep dive into the strategy and the compromises of the Leapmotor B10 insightful. We really appreciate you sharing your sources and joining us.
Thank you for listening. We invite you to follow the channel for more of these deep dives tailored to the topics that you want to explore. We look forward to having you with us next time.